companies are, it is unavoidable that they should be anything other than a reflection of human nature. And it so happens that it's not necessarily the best side of human nature that it shows. Obviously there are good sides of human nature which other forms of organisation can bring out. I was always fascinated by there was a documentary that was made a few years ago called The Corporation. Psychoanalyze the nature of corporations and what, in terms of looking at their behaviour, looking at their aims and how a corporation achieves its goals. And what they were showing in the course of this film was that, in fact, you can define the behaviour of corporations as being the same. If it was an individual, that individual would be a psychopath. That the kind of behaviour is exactly what we identify as psychopathic behaviour, which doesn't mean they're going out killing people. I mean that you can be a psychopath without being a murderer. A psychopath is simply somebody who doesn't necessarily feel constricted by the rules that other people feel they are constricted by. He will get to his objective through whatever means. And I think that there is something of that in every form of capitalist enterprise, that you're in a dog eat dog environment, and so it encourages that kind of behaviour. That if you're too nice, then obviously you will get eaten by the other dogs. Yeah, people often have said to me that I have a very cynical view of humanity in my books, and that they're all very dark, although they are comedies. I mean, they are all intended to make people laugh. I don't actually think I don't feel myself to be cynical at all. I think I have a view of people which is generally positive. I think the vast majority of people are very good people and are not in any way driven by negative desires or anything. That if I end up writing these stories about people doing bad things, then I think it's just because I'm fascinated by those people. That I want to understand why are people driven to do these sorts of things, and so that comes across as if I have a very cynical view of humanity. But in fact, I think, in my stories, the bad people generally are in some way punished for their badness, and the good people in some way rewarded for their goodness.